Jenna Ortega embracing the interviewer who said she was Latina enough. Why is this? I never hear anybody saying they're white enough. They're not white enough, or they're just white. Okay. This is so ridiculous. I must give you the heartfelt moment though that went viral.
Jenna, I just wanted to say from one Latina to another, you're Latina enough. I don't care what anyone else says, especially like as someone in the industry, like you've opened so many doors for people like me. So you are Latina enough. Thank you so much for everything you do. I really appreciate you.
God, beautiful thing.
You see how much that meant? The heartfelt moment there. Jenna Ortega recently sat down with BuzzFeed journalist Carolina Reynosa ahead of the release of her upcoming film Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Before Ortega and her co-star Catherine O'Hara spoke about the sequel to director Tim Burton's Beetlejuice, Mexican-American interviewer made sure to give Ortega some encouraging words of support here. You are enough. You are Latina enough. Ortega, who is of Mexican and Puerto Rican descent, has previously opened up about the importance of Latina representation in Hollywood. However, the U star has also been subjected to criticism over the extent of her own cultural identity. Back in September, Ortega sparked online discourse after a video showed actor Anya Taylor-Joy, who was raised in Buenos Aires, introducing her husband to Ortega and Spanish pop star Rosalia in Spanish at the Dior Paris Fashion Week show. Ortega replied in English, prompting the internet to question the actor's Latina identity. Independent with the reporting, oh, the internet, you're not Latina enough. Okay, trolls. Speaking of Vanity Fair, in a cover story published on August 6th, the Netflix star noted that the criticism surrounding her cultural background can feel like you're just not good enough. Because I wasn't born in a Spanish-speaking country, I know people have a hard time connecting with me, Ortega told the outlet. She admitted that she's felt a bit of shame over not being as in touch with her roots as she would like to. I think there's a part of me that carries a bit of shame. For a second, I was almost nervous to speak about my family's background because I feel like I was made to feel like it wasn't. Ortega continued before trailing off. But also, something that I'm learning is it's not my job to carry the weight of everybody who's ever had that experience.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
The moment has since gone viral on social media. Fans pointed out Ortega's seemingly heartwarm reaction to Reynosa's reassurance. You can tell immediately that she needed to hear that, one person commented on TikTok. You can tell she really appreciated this, another fan said. That touched her heart, a third user wrote. Previously, Ortega commented on the importance of the character of Wednesday being portrayed as Latina.
It's pretty incredible that we're actually both Boricuas on our side. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That was like a nice little outing because oftentimes they cast people and it almost doesn't match up. But that's pretty cool to not only be able to work with other Latin actors, but with someone like Wednesday. A big part of the reason why I actually took the role, aside from Wednesday being a legend and the script being enticing and all of that. I think for me, it was the opportunity I can't really think of any other Latin character that has the reach that Wednesday does, or the impact or the love or community that she has. And oftentimes Latin characters are the sidekick or, the daughter of the cartel leader or, like the housekeeper. It's true. It's a lot of the scripts that I've gotten are very stereotypical, or their heritage is their entire personality and they have to carry their flag. So I think it was really, really empowering and incredible to get this opportunity. And I also give a lot of respect and appreciation towards Netflix because they made it very clear from the beginning when this project came around that they wanted her to be Latina, which I thought was really, really cool to just kind of set the standard and solidify that. But for me, yeah, I love Wednesday because she's weird. People still fall in love with her. They're obsessed with her. But then also she has this bit of representation that I never really had.
Means a lot. I guess for me, there's not a Black child or person perhaps around who hasn't, I love being Black, but I've even wondered this. I wonder how much easier my life would be if I didn't have to worry about, if I were white, I'd just be judged for me, my talents, my shortcomings, whatever it is. But because of systemic racism and bigotry and everything else that America was founded on, this wonderful young Latina actress has to carry this burden of how others view her. And there's this internal debate. I'm sure there's outside trolls too, Jackson, who decide if you're Black enough or Latina enough. It's part of systemic racism, whether we believe it or not. There's this ranking based on light skin, the color, the hair, the everything. And it's sad to me that we're still in that place. It's also sad to me that, as important as it is to represent all of our melting pot cultures, and I love that, the fact that we have to be out loud with it means that we're still in a certain place in America. We're still in that place because there's a lacking somewhere. So we have to be intentional about it. What say you, Jackson?
Well, yeah, representation is definitely important. And at the end of the day, I think there's just an example of our tribal thinking. People group themselves together, and it's of benefit to us to think that we're better than other people because that can give us motivation or help to identify us as separate from other people. At the end of the day, there's always going to be somebody who thinks you're not Latina enough or Black enough or whatever it is. I mean, I'm half Black, half white, so I've been getting that my whole life. At this point, I mean, I'm 32, so it don't really mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always going to be people like, oh, you're white. Like, I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am white. I'm also Black. You feel me? Like, so at the end of the day, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, people who say that, they watching you and not the other way around. So if you're in a position to have some influence, you just got to keep doing your best, and you don't really have to draw a whole lot of attention to it. If you, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but people are always gonna have something to say. And at the end of the
Yeah.
day, stuff like this is pretty light, and it doesn't
Yeah.
make any type of impact at all.
And it's no wonder it exists, and how we tend to raise up wide-eyed, talented, in this case, a young woman who has this injected insecurity because of other people and what they believe she should or should not represent, how she should be portrayed.
And
I've
she's
been called a
21,
white girl
so
plenty.
yeah.
Yeah. I was called that, I think, 2 weeks ago by a gentleman from Africa, the continent of Africa. I forget which part, but he said, you'd be classified as a white girl where I'm from. I said, I'm straight out of Wakanda, baby. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. He said, no, no, no. And so I let him have it, and by let him have it, I don't mean let him have it. I mean, I don't even care. Okay. I've been dealing with that my whole life, and I love being Black, but I love being me too. We're not a monolithic community. Hello. We come in all different shades and sizes.